welcome to Week 5 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns Summer Draft League. Reiner Dosevich joined alongside Sean Mesa, bringing you all of this evening's doubleheader action. First game on the ice going on between these two squads. We got Team Morgan in the blue taking on Team Posa in the gold. Posa right now sitting at 1-3 on the season, halfway through, and Team Morgan is 2-2. And this will be a rematch of the Week 2 matchup. If you remember that one, oh boy, what a heck of a game we had back in Week 2. It was Team Posa taking the overtime victory 4-3 against Team Morgan. So hopefully we could see a highly entertaining game just like we did back in Week 2. I'm going to stop yapping and hand over to Sean. How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. I'm looking at Team Posa, though, for this game, Ryan. I think the one thing to highlight for them is discipline. We saw last week it was not a fun time in the penalty box. They were up 2-0 quick and looked like they were controlling. They get back-to-back penalties, and we're killing off a 5-on-3 for, I believe, 6 total minutes of that second period, even before the halftime break and the intermission cut, and that's where it kind of all went sideways. They lost the lead. They lost the game. Everything went the other direction. So for them, it's staying out of the box. They really need Nicholas Kogut and John Ward to do their thing, and they might come out on top. Team Morgan wants revenge.
Starting lineups coming in just a second, courtesy of Mike Wainwright. Settle in. It's game 1 out of the 2 games between Team Morgan and Team Posa coming up in just a couple minutes. Okay, it looks like we got a little bit of a technical error, so no starting lineups broadcasted courtesy of Michael Wainwright. We're just going to get right into this one. Over on the right side of your ice for Team Luke Morgan, it's going to be number 32, Reese Hutchison, starting between the pipes. And we'll get the starting goaltender on the opposite side of the ice in just a moment, as well, as we've got a little bit of a false start. And we'll get this one going.
Yeah, that score box is going crazy early on. They're excited here Week 5, and, I mean, if anything like last time with these two teams, I don't really blame them. These two gave us absolute cinema last time around, and I really expect nothing less out here in Week 5.
And here we are underway from the Big B Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton. It's Team Morgan taking on Team Posa, a rematch of the Week 2 stellar overtime performance where we saw Team Posa take that one courtesy of Olo Sorman. But here's Team Morgan charging down the ice as Jack Johnson with some room takes a shot. That one blocked off a side by the defenseman. Johnson spinning one, that one off a body. On the half wall, Johnson once more. He can't keep that one in. Good defensive play to get it to neutral ice. That's Ross Blastic with it. That pass was a little bit errant, but no harm, no foul as Andrew Combs skates it behind his own net.
For Team Posa, I'm really looking this week for Coach Severio Posa on the bench to get his team strong in their own end. That's where they struggled a lot. Their goaltending has been pretty darn good up and down the ice, but it's just been a struggle to keep the high-quality grade A chances out of the slot. So they really need to win the battles in front. Their defensemen need to be strong on the ice, and that's a tough task against the Team Morgan squad that has some guys that can win those battles with ease.
Great play by Weaver, but it's taken the other way. A little pick of the pocket there by Louis Adair as he skates down the ice. Turnover here. Numbers growing for Team Morgan, 2-on-1. Anthony DePonio with it. Pushed out of harm's way. Good defensive play there by Waylon Smith.
And Team Posa kind of got bailed right there with a little bit of a line change. Would have been 3-on-1, and that's a guaranteed look. Oh, boy.
Here's another chance for Team Morgan. Anthony DePonio once more skating in, looking for that corner just wide.
Yeah, Kogut with a nice challenge there. It was a good angle.
Matthew Nada getting it through his legs, but stopped right in the slot. Loose puck picked up by Team Morgan. The outlet pass connects once again with Anthony DePonio. He's got numbers as well. Alvarado to his flank, crisscrosses. Shot taken off the crossbar and out. Team Posa now with a chance, 2-on-1 themselves. Pass couldn't get there, finally does, but it's off the skate instead. Brody Hilton trying to connect that one over to Vince Walkup, but it's the other way, out in front of net. Dangerous area, but Alvarado Pushes that one forward. Hilton gives it over to Rockman. Far side for DePonio. Long shift for Anthony DePonio as he goes around the net. 2.5 minutes gone and a scoreless first. Game 1 out of game 2. If you're looking for game 2, that will be Team Slater versus Team Miller. But we got a chance for the first goal of the game as that one is punched out of the air by the blocker of Reese Hutchison.
Strong blocker right there because he was sliding over to the post, but that's not necessarily, it's not going to go down as a save, but it's still a really good play for a goaltender to make because that can be a tough one. You saw it right in the Stanley Cup final. It beat Stuart Skinner, beat Sergei Bobrovsky in overtime. It's a tough one when the puck deflects like that on the rush.
Landon Wilkerson behind his own net. He'll spin one near side for Wansel. That one bounces off a couple bodies at center. First hit of the game thrown.
Saw a lot of that last week, and it didn't necessarily go over well due to an instance of some of them weren't necessarily warranted hockey plays, but we are seeing the physicality ramp up. That's pretty.
Here's a chance for Team Morgan. Shot taken, saved. Not covered up, though, as the goaltender in net for Team Posa is number 32, Nicholas Kogut out of Catholic Central. That shot just wide of the far corner. Shot taken by Dylan Levin. Jacob Brandt with it. Collides in the corner with Smith. Brody Hilton pressed against the corner. A kerfuffle in the corner. The puck comes back to the point. Shot taken, looking for a deflection, but it slips through. Lucas Bredauer was trying to set up his teammate, but it slips through the inside post, and Team Morgan have the first goal of the game. 16 to go in this one.
Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow right there if you're Kogut, but it's also one that you're not going to fault yourself on necessarily. Traffic, didn't necessarily get a clean look at it, and that's what I was talking about earlier, Ryan, those net front battles that are routinely won by Team Morgan, and where Team Posa finds themselves on a fair manner losing those battles. That's been the difference. It's the difference right now.
And give credit to the man in front. I couldn't see his number, but he did a great job at screening the goalie, and that pass seemed like it was going towards him, but it was good enough just to squeak by the post, and Kogut couldn't see nearly half the play. So big credit there as Team Posa is trying to respond. Hutchison, that one falls out of his glove. He'll cover it up instead, so we'll have a face-off to his side. As Team Morgan will break the ice here at Big Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton.
You need Team Posa to do the exact same thing, get traffic on Reese Hutchison. We've seen what he can do in the net. He's a goaltender that gets very hot, and sometimes if you can beat him, gets very cold. So far, that's the rep here at Michigan Elite. So you want to get traffic, you want to get pucks on net. You don't want him to get comfortable, because if he does, oh boy.
Kogut behind his own net, calmly plays it to his defenseman. Landon Whitlock will push that up the boards. It's kept in. Ross Blastic spins it near side for Smith. Noah Walter with it, calmly playing in his own zone. That one snapped forward. Team Posa on the offense. Into the corner goes Landon Whitlock. Ooh, big hit. Could have been dangerous. Referee blowing the whistle dead because the net got knocked off its hinges, so we'll have a stoppage in play with 15 even on the clock in the first.
Yeah, Team Posa right now, I need to see pressure on Reese Hutchison. I need to see more of that. That was a really good cycle down low that they had right there going.
Off the draw, that one slips just over the crease. Picked up by Brandt. Jacob Brandt streaking down the near side with his head up. Good little poke check there by Wilkerson. Another battle in the near side corner. This one slips to center. Team Morgan will re-up. Massimino with it. No-look pass over to Brandt. Brandt will chase it down. Wilkerson wins that race. Gives it over to Ed Adair. Nifty play there to keep that one in by Walkup. Brody Hilton spins it around to Brandt. Brandt in the corner, puts on the brakes, pivots the other way. No-look pass, almost connects with his teammate, but it bounces to the side instead. Taken right back. Karadimas with it now, jousting with his Catholic Central teammate, but not his teammate for this summer league. Karadimas snaps that to the center. Below the goal line, Matthew Nada gives it off to his teammate, back up to the point. Adair with it. Dances away from one. Throws it down low to Nada. Nada snaps it up to the point for Wansel. Shot taken into his teammate. With the puck, Stevens. Stevens far side.
This is a really good zone possession they got going on right now, but they need something to go their way, and that's not what you needed.
Yeah, it was a lot of zone time, but they didn't really get a grade A chance. They're just cycling it on the outside, and this one will come down for an icing. 13-11 to go in the first period. Team Morgan with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a point shot from number 47, Lucas Bredauer out of Milford High School, and that's the only goal in the game we got so far. And last week, we saw a lot of scoring. If you missed last week, you missed a ton of goals. I can't do the math as quick as I can talk, but 9-3 was the first game won by Team Morgan. And then game two rather was Team Slater taking on Team Posa. The undefeated Team Slater continued their undefeated streak and won that one 11-5. So Team Posa looking to get back in the win column. Team Morgan looking to make it 2 wins in a row as they're with it in their own zone.
Dangerous spot to play.
Ooh. That could have been, well, that was dangerous, but it could have been costly for them. They dodge a bullet. AJ Kochenik snaps it over to Wansel. Loose puck at center, picked up by Alvarado. Alvarado had 4 goals last week in that 9-3 victory against Team Miller. Olo Sorman will push it behind the net. It's picked up by the other team. Spinning away from that one is Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver has that one poke checked away. He'll get it right back and give it over to Alvarado. Back to Weaver. Weaver off the boards and in. Koget out to play.
I like how Team Posa's responded. They've done really good playing on the perimeter, but we talked about those battles and how it's important for Team Posa to win in their own end. Well, right now, Team Morgan's winning them in their own end because they're not letting anything go in right around Reese Hutchison. They're making his job fairly easy right now.
Whitlock going to provide pressure, but Team Morgan able to get it to center. That one bounces off a Johnson stick. At center, a battle for the puck. Won by Team Morgan. That's Lucas Bretthauer battling with Smith for possession. Here comes Team Posa. They're down a goal, looking to tie. Charging down the ice, Noah Walter. Loses that one, taken by Alvarado. Alvarado trying to get that to Weaver. Let's put